Imagine building a legacy for nearly 50 years, creating memories within walls that have become sacred to millions of fans, and then walking away. That's exactly what one of the richest football clubs in the world is doing. Paris Saint-Germain, backed by Qatari billions, is about to abandon their beloved Parc des Princes for a revolutionary new €1 billion stadium. This move stems from a bitter feud between PSG's Qatari owners and the mayor of Paris. When President Nasser Al-Khelaifi offered €38 million to buy their historic stadium, Mayor Anne Hidalgo called it ridiculous. That rejection will now cost Paris its flagship football team. The question isn't just whether PSG needs a new stadium, it's whether this billion-euro gamble represents the future of football, or an ego project disconnecting PSG from its soul. Today, we dive into PSG's bold plan to leave the Parc des Princes for a futuristic new home in Massy. To understand why PSG is making this dramatic move, we need to go back to the beginning. The Parc des Princes has been their home since 1974. This 48,000-seat stadium sits in the heart of Paris and has witnessed countless historic moments. But in 2011, everything changed when Qatar Sports Investments purchased PSG. Almost overnight, the club's ambitions expanded dramatically. They started signing some of the most expensive players in football history. Neymar for €222 million, Mbappe for €180 million. PSG was no longer just a French club. They were positioning themselves as a global powerhouse. Yet while the team on the pitch transformed, their stadium remained the same. The 48,000 capacity Parc des Princes is now one of the smallest stadiums among Europe's elite clubs. For comparison, Barcelona's Camp Nou holds 99,000 and Real Madrid's Santiago Bernabeu 81,000. This size limitation translates directly to restricted matchday revenue, with PSG's sold-out games unable to meet ticket demand or generate the income their competitors enjoy. The critical turning point came when negotiations with Paris City Hall over stadium ownership broke down. Paris Saint-Germain had been leasing the Parc des Princes, but their ambition was to own it outright and expand its capacity. The club's plan number 1, 2, and 3, as an unnamed PSG source told AFP, was to stay at their historic home if they could buy and renovate it. But Mayor Anne Hidalgo took a hard stance, publicly dismissing PSG's €38 million offer as ridiculous. The true value of the stadium was estimated to be significantly higher, with reports suggesting figures around €350 million. This public rejection was the final straw for PSG's ownership. With expansion at their historic site effectively blocked, PSG found themselves at a crossroads: remain limited by the Parc des Princes, or build something entirely new that could match their global ambitions. The decision they made will reshape the landscape of European football. PSG's response to this rejection wasn't just to find a new stadium, it was to create the most advanced football venue on the planet. The new stadium planned for Massy, a suburb around 15 kilometers south of central Paris, isn't just bigger, it's revolutionary. With a planned capacity of 90,000 seats, this Coliseum will instantly become the largest stadium in France, surpassing even the iconic Stade de France by 10,000 seats. But this isn't just about size. This is about creating a complete matchday experience unlike anything seen before in European football. Reports suggest PSG is consulting with renowned firms like Probuilds, the architects behind Tottenham's acclaimed stadium, and French designer Pierre Ferré. The new venue will feature steeper stands closer to the pitch, designed to create a cauldron effect that amplifies crowd noise. But the true revolution lies in the technology. PSG's new stadium will feature smart ticketing, AI-powered fan experiences, and real-time data integration. This isn't just speculation. PSG already has a dedicated innovation hub called PSG Labs that functions as a global incubator for sports technology. The stadium complex won't be limited to just the pitch. Plans include integrated stores, hotels, and immersive fan experiences powered by the latest technologies. Paris. This will transform matchday from a 90-minute event into a full-day experience, dramatically increasing the revenue potential of each home game. Perhaps most ambitiously, the stadium will feature cutting-edge sustainable design, aiming to become one of the most eco-friendly sports venues in the world. While rivals renovate, PSG is building from scratch, free to innovate without limits. Once complete, this won't just be their new home, it'll be the benchmark for future stadiums. Construction of PSG's ambitious new stadium hasn't begun yet, but the project is already surrounded by controversy. The timeline project's completion around 2028 or 2029, giving the club approximately 4 to 5 years to build this massive complex. But before the first brick is laid, PSG must navigate a maze of challenges. The first controversy centers on the location itself. Massy, while only 15 kilometers from central Paris, represents a significant shift away from the club's traditional home. For many longtime supporters, the Parc des Princes location within Paris proper is fundamental to the club's identity. Moving to a suburb, regardless of the new stadium's advantages, feels like abandoning a piece of PSG's soul. Transportation infrastructure presents another significant hurdle. Moving 90,000 fans requires extensive planning with local authorities to enhance public transport links and create adequate parking. Perhaps the most emotionally charged controversy is the fan reaction. Many of PSG's ultras and longtime supporters are strongly against leaving the Parc des Princes. They believe its atmosphere, shaped by steep stands and passionate crowds, can't be recreated in a new stadium, no matter how modern it is. The political dimension adds another layer of complexity. This project has become a high-stakes public battle between PSG's Qatari ownership and Paris city officials. Mayor Anne Hidalgo has publicly stated she doesn't expect PSG to leave the Parc des Princes, despite rejecting their purchase offer. This standoff has turned a sports infrastructure project into a political flashpoint. There's also the question of what happens to the Parc des Princes if PSG departs. The historic stadium faces an uncertain future without its main tenant, raising concerns about the fate of this cultural landmark. One alternative is for PSG to buy the Stade de France, but that would require major changes, like reducing its capacity from 81,500 to around 70,000 and carrying out costly renovations. It would also mean displacing the French national team, which currently calls the stadium home. At the heart of it all is one question: is PSG's move driven by genuine need or a power struggle with Paris officials? It's likely both, a mix of ambition and ego fueling this unprecedented situation. The financial scale of PSG's stadium project is staggering, with an estimated price tag of €1 billion for the stadium alone. This places it among the most expensive stadium projects in sports history. But where is this money coming from, and what return on investment does PSG expect? The primary funding source is Qatar Sports Investments, QSI, the sovereign wealth fund that has owned PSG since 2011. With massive financial resources, QSI can fund much of the project directly, unlike most stadiums that rely on public money or debt. But this isn't just about spending big, it's about building a long-term revenue engine. PSG's current matchday revenue at the Parc des Princes is severely limited by the stadium's 48,000 capacity. The new 90,000-seat venue could potentially double matchday income through increased ticket sales alone. Add in premium seating, luxury boxes, and expanded hospitality options, and the revenue multiplication becomes even more dramatic. Beyond matchdays, PSG plans to generate year-round income from retail, dining, and hotels integrated into the stadium complex. Modern venues are evolving into entertainment hubs, and PSG is leaning fully into that model. Naming rights represent another major funding component. While no partner has been announced, the naming rights for a stadium of this profile could command 20 to 30 million euros annually on a long-term contract. This alone could offset a significant portion of the construction costs over time. When viewed this way, the €1 billion spend looks less like a vanity project and more like a bold business decision that could reshape PSG's financial future. This isn't just about what happens on the pitch. PSG is redefining what a modern football club can be, focused on development, technology, and global fan engagement. For fans, it's both exciting and bittersweet. Leaving the Parc des Princes means letting go of decades of history. But the vision of a world-class home aligned with PSG's ambitions is hard to ignore. Whether this billion-euro gamble leads to glory or disconnect remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: the future of football is being built, not just played, in Paris. What's your take on PSG's bold move? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.